Senator John Thune was allegedly asked why the GOP lacks the 51 votes for a talking filibuster on the SAVE Act. Now that's a very good question. What do you think, Isaac?
Well, if you know anything about our government system, you know that the Republicans control the House and the Senate. And so that means that they should have enough votes to pass this, but we don't. And that's because we have multiple politicians and congressmen and congresswomen that are being told not to vote on this because it doesn't go well and it doesn't support what lobby they are representing. And they're not representing us, they're representing the lobby now. And that's like stupid, that's retarded.
I hear that Honda has canceled 3 planned EV models for the United States. What do you think about EVs, Isaac?
My opinion, I think that I think they're pretty cool. My favorite EV is the Model S Plaid. It's because it goes 0 to 60 in 1.7 seconds. So that's my opinion on it. I think that they're pretty sick. But you know, there's health concerns to them. We get the what's the battery? What is it? Lithium. Yeah, the lithium mines in Africa. There's little children working in them, by the way, if y'all didn't know that, and that's not good.
Okay. Isaac, it is said that recently Nick Shirley, a hero to the working class, has uncovered up to $170 million in fraud in California. This fraud involves hospice care, daycare, and home health care. One has to wonder why the government has not uncovered this wide out in the open fraud. What do you think about this?
It's because they know about it and they're in on it. That's just one of the most plain and simple answers. They obviously know about it. If the IRS is going to come at you for not giving them their little bit of tax money, I promise you they know about millions of dollars that they're getting because they're the heads. They're the ones that are supposed to be investigating this, and they're the ones that get the money. I think it's all corrupt, and it's all part of their system.
I was reading a story where unnamed individuals are making ridiculous or seemingly ridiculous allegations against Erica Kirk. Perhaps they are trying to kill the messenger because they do not like the message. What is your opinion of this, Isaac?
So I really liked Charlie Kirk, as y'all heard me talk about in the previous videos. And, well, Charlie was starting to wake up about the influence that AIPAC had on our politicians and the influence that they have on the media. And, well, his wife kind of did this, it looked like a big kind of switch. We know that her father is heavily involved with Israeli defense, and we know that Erica Kirk ran we know that she's been accused of trafficking children in Romania to Israel and the UK. I think she's putting on this mask of looking like she's this loving Christian wife, but I think that it's a little deeper. She's got serious ties with Israeli government, and that's, I don't know, it just seems a little suspicious. But we don't know anyone's heart. Only God knows. So I could be completely wrong about Erica Kirk, but I could also be right, and we don't know.
Now, PJ Media has run a headline claiming, and I'll quote, "It's always been telling that Dems won't even acknowledge the possibility of election fraud," end quote. Do you think there is election fraud? And are the Democrats, at least those who will not admit the obvious, are they the recipients of that voter fraud?
I do think that voter fraud is very real, and I think it's on both sides. I, like a lot of y'all, thought that Trump got scammed out of the 2020 election. But, you know, there's nothing we can do about it now, and he's in office now, and he hasn't done jack shit. And so it kind of makes me mad because, like, everyone's like, oh, just keep going, like, he's going to do the right thing, but he hasn't done anything. And it's kind of frustrating to me because I believed in him, and a lot of Americans believed in him, and young Americans too. Like, that's been the problem with both of the parties, is they're unable to attract the younger generation. And with the help of Charlie Kirk and Trump telling us things that he promised, it got a lot of young people interested, kind of like me. And then I realized that Trump isn't following through with what he said, and it's kind of been frustrating.
All right. According to Judicial Watch, the DOJ has failed to respond to 2 FOIA requests to obtain documents in reference to the seemingly illegal Arctic Frost investigation into Donald Trump. Thus, they have now had to file a lawsuit to get this information. It makes one wonder exactly whose side Attorney Pam Bondi is on. What do you think about this, Isaac?
Well, she's lied under oath multiple times, so we know she's not on the side of the people. Because if she was, she would be getting stuff out immediately for us. Because whenever she was the Attorney General of Florida, she apparently did a really good job. And now whenever she's really got power, kind of like a lot of politicians who mean well at first, but then once they get power, they switch up and go for the money. So I think it's all money. It's all a money game, and whoever's behind that, which my opinion is the lobbies. But I think Pam Bondi is corrupt, and she's not doing her job, and she needs to do her job.
Earlier today, Representative James Comer was wondering why nobody has been prosecuted in reference to the Epstein files. It sort of seems ironic because with all the evidence of Joe Biden's criminal episodes, Mr. Comer could not even lead a committee vote to impeach President Biden. Anyway, I have heard about hundreds of investigations being initiated by Bondi's DOJ. And while some low-level hoodlums have been prosecuted, none of the reprobates who engineered the various criminal episodes have been charged. This is so obvious to all. So, Isaac, why do you believe President Trump has not fired this hapless, useless Attorney General?
Because they're both following the same agenda of the people that are paying them. And they're getting paid millions and millions of dollars, and I don't like Trump very much, and that's like sad because it's like I supported Trump and I liked Trump, but it seems like because they both know what's going on, and Trump knows what's going on, and if he doesn't, then maybe he shouldn't be president if he doesn't know what's going on, but he knows what's going on, and he's not doing anything about it, which means that there's something a little bit deeper. And I think it's pretty bad.
Okay, Isaac, you did a good job today. Again, I want to remind any of our viewers, if you have any questions for Isaac on any appropriate topic, feel free to write it down below, and
Please.
we will see that Isaac answers it as soon as possible. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Blessed day.